So moving to a new country, it's a massive adventure, right? But before you can even think about exploring, you've got to figure out one huge thing, your money. And trust me, making the right choice right from the get-go is absolutely critical. So today, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
Okay, picture this. You've just landed. You've got your bags, your visa stamped, and you've got a wad of cash in your pocket. The first real question that hits you isn't, hey, where can I get a good coffee? Nope. It's, okay, where on earth do I put all this money?
And listen, this is not a small decision. Getting it wrong can seriously cost you. We're talking hundreds of dollars in just fees. But even worse, it can totally stall your ability to build credit. And that, well, that slows down everything. So yeah, let's make sure we get this right from the very beginning.
All right, so what are your options really? Well, first up, you've got the new kids on the block. I like to call them the digital rebels. You know the ones. They're basically the banks that live 100% inside your phone.
And their whole appeal, it's all about speed and saving cash. I mean, think about it. You can literally open an account in just a few minutes, a lot of times with nothing more than your passport. You could do it before you've even unpacked. Plus, they're kind of built for people like you, expats, with awesome features like multi-currency accounts and way cheaper ways to send money back home.
But here's the real kicker, the big number, zero, as in $0 for the typical monthly fee. Look, when you're just starting out in a new country, every single dollar counts. So not having to pay just to have a bank account, that is a huge win.
Okay, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. What happens if you show up with a bunch of physical cash? Trying to deposit that can be a nightmare. And if something goes wrong, there's no branch to walk into, no real person to talk to face. You're stuck with chatbots or waiting forever on a phone queue, and that can get really frustrating fast.
All right, let's talk about option number 2, the traditional giants. You know exactly who I'm talking about. These are the big, familiar banks you see on every street corner, the ones with actual brick-and-mortar buildings you can walk right into.
And their biggest strength? It's the people. Seriously. When you're trying to figure out all this complicated paperwork in a brand new country, having a real human being explain it all to you is just invaluable. They also do the whole shebang. Safe deposit boxes, certified checks for that apartment deposit, even mortgages later on. And of course, dealing with cash is super easy.
But that personal touch, it's going to cost you. You're usually looking at a monthly fee somewhere between, say, $10 and $25. Now, they might waive it for you, but there's always a catch. You have to keep a pretty high minimum balance, which, let's be honest, is really tough when you're just getting on your feet.
And it's not just the fees. You're also stuck on their schedule. Most branches close up shop by 5 p.m., and good luck finding one open on the weekend. That's a real pain if you're working a normal job. Oh, and sending money back home? Yeah, it's almost always going to be way more expensive with them. So let's just lay it all out side by side. You can really see the big trade-off, can't you? On one side, you've got the online banks. They're fast, they're cheap, they're convenient. On the other, the physical banks. They're personal, they offer everything, but they cost more and they're less flexible. It really feels like you're being forced to choose. Do you want digital convenience, or do you want that in-person support?
Okay, now, no matter which way you're leaning, there are some classic traps that so many newcomers fall right into. And honestly, just knowing about these beforehand is going to save you a world of hurt.
All right, mistake number 1, and this is a big one, is thinking you can just get by with cash. You know, just avoid the whole banking system. It might feel simpler at first, but believe me, there's a huge hidden cost down the road.
Here's the problem. If none of your money is actually flowing through a bank account, you're basically invisible to the credit system. It's like you don't exist financially. You're not building any kind of financial identity. So, why is that such a big deal?
Well, it's pretty simple, actually. Without a credit history, good luck getting a car loan, or a new cell phone plan, or even getting approved for a decent apartment. It becomes nearly impossible. So the big takeaway here is, you have to get into the banking system to start building that history. Period.
And there are other traps that are just as painful. Forgetting to set up direct deposit to get those fees waived, that's literally just throwing money in the trash every month. Using an out-of-network ATM, boom, $5 gone, just like that. And oh my gosh, showing up to the bank without the right paperwork, maybe you thought you needed an SSN, but all they wanted was your passport, that's just a massive waste of your time.
Let's actually put a number on that direct deposit mistake. We're talking about more than $200 a year. Think about that. That's a few really nice dinners out, maybe a new coat for the winter. Gone. All because of a fee you totally could have avoided.
Okay, so we've laid out the pros and cons, we've talked about the traps to avoid. It really does seem like you're stuck making a tough choice, right? But what if I told you that you don't have to choose? What if there's a strategy that gives you the best of both worlds?
This is the secret, and it is so simple, it's brilliant. The absolute smartest thing you can do is not to choose. It's to use both.
Here's how it works. It's a two-step approach. Step 1, you walk into a traditional physical bank first. Think of this as your home base. This is where you'll deposit that cash you brought with you and where you can get that really important in-person help when you need it. Then step 2, once your home base is secure, you open an online bank account, and that becomes your go-to for everything else. Your daily spending, your savings, and especially for sending money internationally without getting hammered by fees.
So really, just think of it like this. The traditional giant gives you that rock-solid stability when you need it the most, right at the beginning. And then the digital rebel gives you all the speed, savings, and flexibility for your day-to-day life. Together, it's an unbeatable combination.
Look, by using this hybrid strategy, you're doing so much more than just saving on fees. You're actually building a smart, strong financial foundation for your entire new life. You've just solved one of the very first and biggest hurdles of moving to a new country. So, with your banking all sorted out, the only real question is, what's your next move?